So that's kind of one of my first questions. When it comes down to culture and establishing culture within a sales organization, one, how do you identify the right people that are the right fit? And then once they're in there, like, what do you do culturally to keep them there and keep them motivated?
Yeah, man, that is definitely tricky. But I think making sure that you have the right person in the right role, the right hat in the right seat kind of thing, is the number one thing. So when I'm hiring for a sales position, I want to know that they've got it, basically. Not that everybody's going to be an all-star, but they have some level of self-determination. Like, I have to make this happen. With loans, it's 100% commission. So you kind of weed people out pretty easily. And if you don't do that, they just end up being a drain on resources, your time, other people's time. They're like, oh, hey, let me just shadow you a little bit. Let me pick up. Like, you don't need any training other than picking up the phone. Like, that is the quickest way to learn. Yeah, you want to make sure you know the terms and you're licensed and you're complying with the law. But really, the fastest way for somebody to learn is to just get on the phone and mess it up and hear no and be like, oh, I should have done this differently. So you weed those people out pretty early, just making sure that they are self-starters and they want to make some money for sure.
Kind of like what Nate hit on, where he got married and was all of a sudden really motivated to make money. And they've got to have that why. They have to have a why. And if they have it, then they can, they're going to get after it. If they don't, they're going to sort of struggle. And then, then attitudes and things like that can come into play. Well, I'm not making any sales, or I'm not getting the good leads, or they come up with every reason in the book why they're not closing deals. And so they've got to have that motivation, determination, and the why to succeed for sure.
I think that's something that's unique about the area that we live in too. We talk to a lot of our partners, and they have loan officers that are bouncing from one lender to another lender to another lender to another lender to another lender. And I think with a lot of the population that at least we hire for, we might be their first sales job, and so they don't necessarily come in, other than maybe door to door, they don't come in with the preconceived notions. They're a little bit more moldable, and that's been something that's been helpful, where they come in and we teach them principles that they can then apply and go and become a loan officer and work for a low VA, or go and work for one of our partners, or be an account executive somewhere, where they learn those principles. They're humble, they have a why, and then they work hard and take advantage of the opportunities that they have.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on like the difference between someone that's maybe experienced somewhere else, or they've got like, let's say 5 years or 10 years, and then you bring them on, versus
100% prefer inexperience. I was going to say, I've hired people from other mortgage companies in the past, and it's pretty much never worked out. They're never your all-stars. And the way that our business function, it's just so specific to our niche that having experience in the mortgage world at another company's pretty big stumbling block, because they think they've got, hey, no, I know how, they've got their ways, and they're not very moldable or coachable. So inexperienced for sure.
That's something that a lot of our lenders that we've talked to, they come across that, like Jacob mentioned, they'll bounce from like one Orange County lender to another Orange County lender, and they'll lose someone for a few bucks more or something like that, or another half BIP or whatever it is.
Right.
And then they're bouncing around. And we've talked a lot about the, potentially helping sort of help some of our people transition from being like outbound agents into being like junior LOs. They could get licensed and sort of pick up, because they have that hunger, that desire, that motivation to learn and grow their career. They're looking for the next step,
right.
And I think that's definitely key, is having somebody that's teachable and coachable.